So with me now on the sofa is Gemini Adams, and we're talking about her book, Your Legacy of Love, Realising the Gift in Goodbye. Welcome, Gemini. Thanks for coming on the show.
Pleasure.
When I read this book, I felt it was very much about living for the moment and not putting things off until tomorrow. Was that an intentional message for you?
Yes, it was. I think in our society we have a general denial of the D word, as I call it, and a real fear. And the problem with that is that actually that keeps us living in quite an apathetic state and preventing us from taking action, which is can cause a lot of problems, because if we haven't done anything to prepare our surviving family members, then they will end up experiencing an awful lot of grief.
So what inspired you to write this book?
Well, I lost my own mum to cancer when I was 21, and in the years following that I had a number of realisations of my own along the way, and really appreciated how I felt there was so much more she could have done to prepare us, not just her but also actually the hospice and the the people that were supporting her during her illness. And just ideas, little sort of light bulbs went off, and I thought, gosh, this would have really helped if she'd written me a card or given me a guide of how to get through the tough moments in life, things like that. So it really came from my own experience.
So who's the book for? Who are you aiming it at?
Primarily mums and dads, because I think you have responsibility to your children should something happen to you. Anybody who's in the position of facing a terminal illness and knows that their time is short.
It's a very positive book, isn't it? It's very, very upbeat. I mean, you talk about emotional assets in the book, which are very beautiful things. What are they?
Well, primarily we're encouraged to prepare for the worst by writing a will, and that takes care of your financial assets. But for anybody who's ever lost anybody, they will know that does nothing to heal their pain at their loss. And inheriting somebody's cash, their car, their company or a house is very important for legal and practical reasons, but it really doesn't provide the ongoing emotional support that you need when somebody's passed on. So I define within the book really the idea that we all have emotional assets, and those are far more valuable to our surviving family members, especially when it comes to reducing their grief.
So what sort of things are emotional assets?
Well, I define them as our stories, our values, the memories of our experiences, our love and affection, and anything that really captures the essence of who you are as a person and how you can leave that in a continuing bond. That
sounds really nice. Now, the book is full of practical ideas, isn't it? And positive practical ideas for leaving that legacy of love. When should you start thinking about putting that together?
Well, it's dependent on the individual, but certainly if you're a parent, now would be a good time to start, just because none of us really know when something is going to happen to us, and in fact a child loses their parent every 30 minutes in the UK alone. So although we all like to think that this is never going to happen to us, there is a chance it does come unexpectedly sometimes. And certainly for those who have in the terrible position of having a terminal illness, again looking at this subject and exploring what they can do to prepare in a way that will help their surviving family members is essential.
So you're going to read a little bit from the book now for us, aren't you? That would be lovely. Thank you for coming in and sharing this with us. I think it's a beautiful book, very poignant and very positive, and it's obviously something that every parent should read. So we're going to hear now from Gemini, reading just a little bit from her book.
Chapter 1, The Opportunity. I could not have written this book if Mum was still alive, as the insights gained from this loss would no doubt have passed me by. I would never have understood the needs that surviving family members have to continue their connection with the person they've lost, and I'd have been incapable of appreciating the suffering that comes when someone you love so dearly dies. Yet this painful learning curve appears to have served a purpose, as here I am, some 13 years on, motivated to put pen to paper and write this book, to share what I've learnt and explain how, even in this, the saddest of goodbyes, there hides a gem, a precious gift that each of us can realise. Unfortunately, most of us don't discover this until it's too late. We're so afraid of the D word that we don't think about preparing for the worst. We pretend that it will be okay, hiding in denial and hoping it will go away. But it really is. For the family members and friends who will survive us, it is this exact failure to prepare for the what if that can make the situation so very much worse when it does eventually happen. Because if we don't understand the future needs of our loved ones and haven't planned ahead for certain eventualities, then like me, they will suffer from the immensely negative emotional and mental impact of grief. And they will be left feeling confused, lonely, unloved and unsupported, which I'm sure is something you would never want to happen. That's why I'm going to help you prepare your legacy of love, so you can offer support to your family and friends from afar, making sure that everyone is better equipped to cope when their greatest loss, comes knocking at your door. I know it's an unpleasant thought, but just for a moment, imagine that it really has happened. You've departed this world and crossed to the other side. Think about the impact on your surviving family. How will they know you truly loved them? Who will share their history with them? Who will support them in their time of need, comfort and care for them? How will their memories of you stay strong? Who will help them make good life choices? And who will motivate them when things get tough? I know these are difficult questions that you'd probably rather not ask, but if you don't, they'll forever remain unanswered.
Thank you, Gemini. Okay, you can find out more about all of our authors on the website, thebookchannel.tv. They've all very kindly left us copies of their books, so if you'd like to win a copy of the book of your choice, go to the website and find out how you can. Next time on the show, we'll have more expert advice on how to publish your book, and of course, I'll be talking to more authors. See you next time.